Kaugnay pa rin sa 20-3 na guilty verdict ng mga Senator Judge kay Chief Justice Corona, makakaparem natin ang presiding officer na si Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile. Magandang umaga, Senator Enrile.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Kumusta na po kayo pagkatapos po ng paghahatol?
Mabuti naman. Nakatulog ako ng mahimbing kagabi. No?
Was that the first time na you had a good night's sleep?
No. I have no problem.
No problem sleeping despite...
You know, I can sleep even in my room in the Senate if I feel like to. No?
Kasi in your speech, in the beginning of your speech, you described a sense of heaviness, no, about this trial and about the decision.
Well,
saan po nanggaling yung sense of heaviness?
It is not easy. Alam mo kasi, si Chief Justice Renato Corona, we had some, I met him after or rather before the retirement of the former Chief Justice Renato Puno. And he was my katwang katwang ko siya sa isang kasalan. At doon nagumpisa ang acquaintance namin na naging kaibigan ko siya. At sa aking paningin naman siya ay mahusay na tao. Kaya ako'y nalulungkot na nangyari sa kanya yun. Pangalawa, mahirap talaga ang gumawa ng isang pasya. Hinuhusgahan mo ang kapwa mong tao eh. Lalo-lalo na kung
co-equal, ano?
Yung alam mo na yung magiging desisyon talagang tatamaan ng matindi yung nakasakdal. Kagaya ng mangyari sa kanya. Pero kagaya ng sinabi ko sa kanya nung bumalik sa Senado, noong 25 ng kasalukuyang buwan, pagkatapos na siya ay magamot sa ospital, sabi ko, ikinalulungkot ko na mangyari ito sa atin sapagkat magkaibigan tayo kako, pero I hope you understand, there's nothing personal about it. We are playing roles in this life, and I happen to be the presiding senator of this impeachment trial, and you're the respondent. And he understood naman.
Senator,
he was gracious enough to accept that fact.
Senator Enrile, yung simula ng speech ninyo, medyo nasermonan ninyo yung prosecution panel. Sinabi nyo medyo loosely crafted yung articles of impeachment.
Nagkulang sila in the preparation of the articles of impeachment. Of course, just to remind them that next time, you better prepare your articles in a very precise, concise, and clear system so that there will be no disputes about what you intended to do. No, I'm used to preparing information, complaints for courtroom purposes, and that's why I have to call their attention. Not to chastise them or criticize them, but as a part of our lessons, because we're establishing rules and precedents for the guidance of future people who will man the ramparts of our government.
But Senator, despite the prosecution's deficiencies nga, which you described,
well, you see,
medyo lopsided yung result.
In an impeachment case, whatever is presented to us in the Senate, then we'll have to act on it. Because the Constitution, once articles of impeachment reach the Senate, then trial in the Senate shall proceed. No ifs and buts about it. We dispose it one way or the other because we have the sole power to try and decide all impeachment cases.
Yeah. Kasi, yun nga, ilang beses nga sinabon yung prosecution during the trial, no? Pero naging parang lopsided pa rin yung result, 20-3. Did you expect that it to be...
we also did the same thing in the case of the defense because we already ruled that paragraph 2.4 of Article 2 will not require the presentation of evidence, and we will not accept any evidence from the prosecution. But the defense started its defense by presenting elements of illegal wealth. So they, in effect, revive the issue of illegal wealth.
So, sa palagay nyo ba, may mga nagsasabi na nakasama pa raw sa depensa yung pag-testify ni Chief Justice? Do you agree with this?
No, ang problema doon, yung presentation nila ng ebidensya nila, unang-una, sila ang nagpresenta ng quantum of income ni Chief Justice at ng kanyang asawa. Element ng illegal wealth yan eh. Second, sila ang nagbukas ng issue ng Basa Guidote Corporation na kung saan lumabas yung issue ng yung execution ng judgment in favor of Mrs. Corona na kung saan ipinagbili yung 90% control of Basa Guidote sa anak niya for 28,000 pesos. Samantalang alam niya na ang value ng korporasyon at least almost 35 million pesos. At hindi niya inobjekan. Pangatlo, mismong yung defense ang nagsumpina ng ombudsman.
You think that was a blunder?
Well, to me, not a blunder. I would not go that far, but I would say that that was an unnecessary burden that they created to themselves. Because the ombudsman has the power of investigation. You bring the ombudsman in your as your witness. First of all, you will be bound by what she would say.
Kasi testigo
and
nyo.
then you do not know what she was going to say. And as what has happened, she brought out these detailed documents of transactions over 8 years, which nobody, in my opinion, could possibly invent. I do not believe that that was an invented
even though there was no
bunch of documents covering transactions over a period of 8 years, and even if they were not verified, they became a part of the testimony of the ombudsman.
Would you say that the ombudsman's testimony was the turning point?
Well, it was a key in the decision of the members of the Senate.
Yung walkout po, may factor po ba yon sa pag-decide ng mga senador?
Well, in a way, it affected the attitude of the members of the Senate because they felt rudely insulted by the attitude of the Chief Justice in just saying the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Republic wishes to be excused. And he stood up without so much as asking permission to leave from the court and then just walk out nonchalantly towards the door.
Nainsulto po kayo nun?
Hindi naman. I'm used to a courtroom problem, but I'm not as a person. But I consider it as rather strong in the conduct against the dignity and authority of the Senate as an impeachment court.
Did you, in hindsight now, do you believe that that was scripted or he really felt ill at that moment?
I think in practical terms, that was contrived.
Because he seemed to be reading when he said it.
Even he prepared. Even the last sentence, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court Chief Justice of the Republic wishes to be excused. Is, I think, read from the material that he had.
And the way he stood up.
Yeah. And even the family, as if on cue.
On cue.
They also stood up, and then the cars were lined up, and ready to move.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, for a long time there was speculation about how you would vote until Friday when you had this dialogue with Justice Cuevas
about culpa.
Yeah, and then you stated that there's no law that stopped Chief Justice Corona from declaring his deposits.
No, I wanted to find out from them. First of all, if you remember, the first question I asked, what injury or prejudice would arise if a depositor of a foreign currency deposit would reveal his deposit? As far as he's concerned, there was none. And there's no prohibition. And I then, to buttress that question, I said, would he be exposed to a punitive sanction under 6426? And naturally, they could not answer because the punishment is for third parties to reveal the deposit of a depositor who was unwilling to reveal it. So I showed them that your interpretation is wrong. That was the purpose. Then I went to Section 17, Article 11 of the Constitution, and I dealt with the first sentence. And I asked them what is their assessment of that provision, whether it is mandatory or discretionary on the part of the persons concerned to file or not to file their SAL-N and to do it truthfully.
Senate President Enrile, before we let you go, may hamon po yung mga senador, sila Senator Chis Escudero, Senator Alan Cayetano, about this waiver for
I don't have to waive. What for? Anybody, if you want to see my SAL-N, I'll give it to you.
Pero yung waiver for bank documents...
It's in my website. What for?
Yung mga bank accounts.
And then besides, in every SAL-N that you file, it carries a waiver. And what waiver? What more waiver do you want? Those are all dramatics. If you really want to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, bring your bank records and present it. I've been investigated by the Korean administration. Benny Tan was the head of the investigating team. Of all my transactions, ever since I joined the government, I told them, you're welcome. You can have all the books of the corporation. Here are the corporation. Here are the books. Go over it. My income tax are at your disposal.
One final question, Senator. What do you hope will be the legacy of this trial?
Well, there are lessons to be learned. One, prepare your case very well, both for the prosecution and the defense, and then don't expect to be treated like a baby inside the courtroom.
Any impact on governance? Will this make government more transparent?
I think this will shape up the system a little bit.
So this is good for our country?
Yeah.
All right. Marami pong salamat, Senator Juan Ponce Enrile.
Salamat din sa inyo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, maraming salamat po.
Good job.